So, number one for this video of things you need to have as a teacher, I'd say number one would have to be patience. I'd say it's self-explanatory, but then I'm a teacher, so it is to me. If you're not a teacher, obviously patience, you need patience for all sorts of reasons. You need patience to work with all the different types of children that you're going to see every single day. So one size never fits all in a primary school. There will be about 30 different kids in your class and they're going to learn in potentially 30 different ways. And so you're going to need to have patience where knowing that when you explain something, your whole class is not going to understand it if you explain it once. Your whole class is not going to understand it if you explain it twice. Third and fourth time, you might be getting there, but children learn in different ways, and so you're going to have patience to explain things and talk about things and help them understand these concepts in so many different ways to make sure that deep understanding is there. So number one, definitely be patient. It works for other things too. You need patience with your staff. So in a school, the staff is quite a pressurized environment. There's always a million and one jobs to do, so you need patience when you're working with other team members of your team, just to not get annoyed with each other. If you don't have that patience, and when you ask something, it can't always get done straight away, so you need to have patience. Say, yeah, that's fine, send it to me tomorrow, send it to me whenever. You've got to be able to give and take and work around other people, and that patience is key there, because if you don't have patience with other people, they will end up snapping at you, you will end up snapping at them, and it just descends into craziness. So patience there. You need patience when you're working with other people that may not understand what you are doing. So as a teacher, it's one of those jobs that is very misunderstood. Part of the reason why I do these videos is just try and get the idea of what a teacher is out there. And you need to have patience with talking about your job, because it is one of the toughest, one of the jobs where you have to be the most disciplined throughout your teaching career. But people still think it is going to school, do some colouring and leaving at 3 o'clock. And as all the teachers watching this and commenting down below will know, it is not. So patience with talking to other people, discussing what you do as a job and why you do it. So number one, patience. Number two is something I kind of touched on in the last one, and it's quite clear, quite obvious. You have to use teamwork. So in the primary school, unless you're in one of those tiny village schools where there's maybe one or two teachers and that's it, you're going to be working alongside other teachers in the same year group, or closely in key stage, upper key stage, lower key stage groups. You're going to be working with lots of other teachers, with support staff in your classroom, with outside agencies that come in to support your children, with other parents working with the kids. There's going to be so many different adults you're going to have to work with, so you're going to have to be able to have good communication and good teamwork. This can range from when you go on a school trip, you will generally take 2 or 3 parents with you. You're going to need to be able to work with them to ensure the safety of your children, to ensure they know what they're doing with the children, to make sure the kids are having a good time. You're going to need to work with your support staff in the classroom. So they're the ones that do the interventions. They're the ones that help with the behaviour of some of the children. They're the ones that help with the children's learning. They are so key to the classroom. And if you cannot communicate with them, if you cannot work as a good team, then the children will not benefit as well from that. So make sure that you are having that communication, making sure they know what they're doing all the time, make sure you know what they're doing and you know what you need to do all the time, and just work with them. If you're watching this just getting into teaching, the support staff are the key to all of what goes on in the classroom, and if you have support staff in your classroom, use them as much as you can. They will enjoy themselves if they are working and feel valued by you. So absolutely, communication, teamwork with your support staff, one of the most important tips I can give you right now. We will go on to number 3, but my throat's getting awfully dry. It's been a long day of teaching, so I need to go drink. Quality number 3 that you guys are going to need is resilience. So resilience is obviously sticking at it, that durability, that no matter what comes your way, you're going to need to keep on going. And that's something that's so vital in a primary school. Not everything goes your way in the primary school. Not everything is easy. Not everything can just be brushed off. You're going to get some times when you get some quite personal feedback about your teaching through all the observations that happen. And this might not always go the best. Like, bad lessons happen. You're not 100%. No one is ever 100%. Teaching is one of the jobs where that feedback is so personal and so focused on just you. It's not kind of as a team. When you have an observation, it's you in the classroom and that's it. And if you don't have the resilience to overcome those sometimes not so great moments, then you're not going to be able to do the best for your children the next day or the next lesson. So it's that resilience that no matter what, you're going to keep on fighting, keep on pushing, and that's what will get you to be that outstanding teacher that you aspire to be. So making sure you're resilient, making sure you're up for it no matter what, making sure that you know when you walk into the classroom, doesn't matter what has happened to you outside of school, doesn't matter what's going on inside of school, you're there 100% for the children every single day, doing what's right for them, then you'll be fine. But that takes resilience, it takes practice, it takes hard work, it takes commitment to being a teacher. And it's something we all need to work on. Again, these aren't things that I'm 100% at, but these are things that I know I have to commit to being. And resilience is something I'm working on. I'm always trying to be more resilient. And yeah, it's just something we all should be trying to be. So if you feel like you're a resilient person, then I admire that, and I am doing my best to be just like you. Quality number 4 is all about being creative. So in the primary school, your job is to teach children. Your job is to keep children safe, and your job is to give them the best possible chance in life. That all sounds fantastic, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty bits, your job is to get children to learn how to do column subtraction. We'll take that as an example. For majority of children in your school, column subtraction is not what they wake up in the morning to do. For majority of adults in the real world, column subtraction is not what they wake up in the morning like, yes, today I'm going to go and do some column subtraction, get in. That's just not, it's not it. There's no point denying it. There's no point being like, oh yes, some children love it. Some children like it, yeah. I'm a bit of maths nerd. I enjoy a bit of maths, but majority don't. And your job is where your creativity has to come through. You have to be creative in the ways that you teach these things to get across to those children that don't feel like it. How are you going to get across to that child that not only this is important and they need to know how to do it, but get them to enjoy it, get them to be passionate about what they're doing, because that's the way that will really stick in. That's the way that knowledge will stick in their brain if they're enjoying what they're doing and they want to do more of it. And so that might be using some 3D materials to do the column subtraction. That might be drawing on the table, doing it with funny pictures. If they love football, then making it football related in terms of points to win the Premier League title. It might be running around outside and getting children to line up in columns, do the column method. It's one of them where it depends on what your class is, depends on who your kids are, but you have to be creative with those ideas. Getting all the kids every day to sit down and write in the maths book isn't going to be the way to teach them all about what you need to do. It is the way majority of the time, and the kids do need to practice using those right methods, but to hook them in, to gain their approval for that topic, to get them to understand why they're doing it, sitting down in front of a textbook, nah, they're not going to be loving life at that point. So be creative. And before you even move on from that, you've got all your foundation lessons, all your history, geography, DT. These are all creative lessons where the kids should be doing fun stuff to learn about what they're doing, not just writing comprehension questions. And that creativity is so important to get across to the kids. So yeah, the 4th one is definitely be creative, enjoy what you do, make sure the kids are enjoying it, and you'll have a ball, you'll have a great time. And finally, tip number 5 is all about being passionate about, well, it could be anything really, it's entirely up to you. Teaching is a job that commits so much of your life towards teaching, and you can end up committing too much of it into doing that one role. And I think it's important that you are passionate about things other than teaching. Now, again, I've talked about this, it's always on my Instagram. I'm passionate about things. I'm passionate about making videos. As you can see, I'm making a video right now. I'm passionate about exercise, so I like going to the gym, I like going swimming, I like going out for walks. I've recently discovered a new passion of climbing the peaks. So over half term, for the first time, I climbed the tallest peak in the Peak District with 2 guys from my school, and I want to do more. I want to go to the Lake District. I want to do loads more. So that's a new one of mine that I want to explore. And it's these things that when you leave school, as a teacher, you have work to do. There's work that I've done earlier on that computer over there. In fact, I did some of my planning, and it's a fact of life, you have to do it. But you need to have something after that. You need to have something that you're not just working, eating, sleeping, working, eating, sleeping, because you're just burnt out. You don't have that to come in. And I talk a lot about doing what you love. And doing what you love is something that is really, it's something that I try and follow. I love teaching, don't get me wrong. It's massive. I enjoy every single day I go to school. But it's not the only thing in life that I enjoy. It's one of the things among others. And I think that's important because it means I get a balance. I get that work-life balance of I get to love my work and I get to love my life. And I get to do all these things that I love to do throughout all of them. And when you need that break and when you need that time away, it gives me that. So tip number 5 is probably the most important tip, and I really believe in it. Obviously for you, I'm not saying doing exercises for everyone. I'm not saying walking up mountains is for everyone. I'm not saying making videos is for everyone. Photography is not for everyone. They're the things that I'm passionate about. They're the things that I love to do. But for you guys, I'd just say find something you're passionate about. Find a hobby. Find something you want to do that excites you when you get the time to do it. And then you'll find that work-life balance dramatically shifts because you get that time and you make yourself that time to do those other things. So hopefully this has been useful. As always, comment down below what you guys think, what you're thinking about this, any advice for me, any questions you might have. I'll always answer them. Liking, subscribing always helps me. It shows people that they want to see more of these, and it just really helps my channel. And yeah, get involved. It's such a fantastic community. I'm really enjoying this. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic week. I'll be back, a video every Tuesday, every Saturday. Have a great week, guys. See you soon.